Hello, everybody. Welcome back to yet another episode of season two of the Growth Invitation. As you know, in this season, I am committed to bringing on powerful females from all around the world to share their stories of challenges and of growth as an invitation and an inspiration to all of you out there so that you know no matter what happens to you, where you are, what you've experienced, where your starting point is, you can always choose to grow and to manifest your dream future. So today I have the amazing Julia with me. Hello, Julia.
Hello everyone. I'm so excited to be here and thank you very much for the invitation, Janet.
You're so welcome. I'm really excited to have you on, Julia. As some people who've been following us for a while, they might know that actually we've been working together on quite a few things. We're super aligned with each other, and having met on one Zoom call randomly to now doing so many collaborations. I think it's been amazing, and I can absolutely testify on your behalf on the things that you have manifested because you are absolutely incredible, because you seem to have harness that little power, which we are going to be talking about in a bit today. So before we dive any deeper, please can I ask you to do a quick intro to yourself to my audience?
Hi everyone. So as you said, many of your followers probably already know me because we're doing so many collaboration, and it's always a pure pleasure to collaborate with you because we're always creating pure magic, which is always incredible. I feel I manifested you into my life, definitely. But for those who do not know me, my name is Julia. I am a manifestation coach, and I am excited in this podcast to tell a little bit more about my story. But in a very short version, I have been an overworked woman, overachieving, and at some point I had a little bit of a burnout, and I discovered that there is a very way easier way to create love, joy, abundance, and I feel that discovering it was too good not to share with everyone. I feel every woman in the world should be aware of their power, of the fact that there is an easier life out there, there is a joyful life out there, and this is what I'm being absolutely passionate about for many years now, and I'm excited to share everything about it.
Oh, that's why I'm so excited. What you're describing um, is a dream for so many of us, women especially. And I think, it's one of those things where we hear a lot about it, the how you can manifest, and we've heard of The Secret, law of attraction, and some people say, oh yeah, absolutely, it's amazing, it works. Some people are like, but I've tried and it doesn't work. Like, what's happening, and what we end up going through is just continuous striving and striving, doing and doing and doing, and chasing all of these things that we really want because we deserve it all. We absolutely deserve everything that we want in our life. But the fact that you said there's an easier way, it's the most exciting part. So that's why I wanted to bring you on to share your story about how actually you unlock that power of manifestation.
My pleasure. So, first, as an introduction, I will say that everything changed the day I understood that we are actually not manifesting. This whole concept, and I know I'm going to surprise a lot of you here, but this whole concept of manifestation is wrong. The thing is, we all, like everything that we want, that we truly want and truly desire, is already there. I will keep the terms manifestation so everyone understand, but I think the key to manifestation is to understand that we are not attracting anything to us because everything is already there. The thing is, we are blocking we are constantly blocking the joy, the abundance, the love. And I'm going to tell you the story on how I discovered that I was trying to attract things to me, but actually I was blocking. Um, I was blocking everything to coming to me. So now I will start from the beginning. So I was always a very ambitious woman, and I was like, I wanted to make a career. I wanted to, have like everything that society tells you that you're supposed to have, like, a rich husband, uh, um, healthy kids, a lot of money, a good career, being this perfect, woman who succeeds at everything. And this is how I started like my career. I was an auditor. I was working really, really hard, and I made it. I had money. I had a good life. I had a good car. Um, Eventually, I decided I want to move to London because I was in Luxembourg, but then I grew up in France. I moved a lot because like travel was always a passion of mine, which I did. I traveled a lot. So I ticked all the boxes, that society told me I'm supposed to want. But deep down, I was so drained, so unhappy, so, and I was missing something, which was like a relationship. I wanted to, vibrate, like fall in love, like feel alive. And I had it, I've lost this feeling with time. And and what happened is like I really had a mental breakdown after one breakup. It wasn't about the men specifically. It really was about I'm constantly repeating all the same, like I can't tick the box. Like husband is one of the box I need to keep tick, right? Like at that time I was like, oh, I can't tick this box. Why why not? And it was about like all my relationship seems like to fail the same way, and like strangely enough it was like even it was always like 7 or 9 months, every my relationship was like and I was like, oh, there must be something deeper. And already back then I already believed in manifestation because I manifested many things, and actually all of my boyfriends I did manifested them. I had this, exact list, and I was manifesting the exact boyfriend that I wanted. So I was manifesting as such, but it's just like I couldn't sustain. But most importantly, I couldn't find this joy inside of me, and I could not feel that I am actually connected to the people that I am attracting. I had people around, but I felt like disconnected and lonely. And I was at some point, yeah, I realized like I can't live all my life like this because I feel almost like, in jail. Like I feel I'm living, but I'm not living, I'm surviving, even though I have everything I want. But this is almost like, it's not almost. I was going through the dark night of the soul. I don't know if you have ever heard of this concept. For people who are not into spirituality so much, it's like a big depression, because when you have everything, but you still feel like you're in jail and you don't feel alive, what else can you do? So my solution was to go to Peru, and I took ayahuasca. For those who don't know what ayahuasca is, it's it's a traditional medicine from Peru, which is quite strong, and it gives you kind of big, almost like lucid dreaming, and that gives you answers on questions that you can have, like deeper questions. And what I realized during my trip to Peru is that I was trying to control everything. I was ticking all the boxes, right? If I work hard enough, then I will have a good job. If I'm fit enough, then I will be attractive for men, and then I will find the men like the husband. I was really trying to, if I do that, then everything will be okay. I will be loved, I will have everything that I want. And what I realized is like, it's not how it works. It's not how it works, because with years, by doing that, I was building like a persona. I was becoming, I was becoming someone that I thought people would like, but I disconnected from myself. So no wonder why I was struggling to have deep and real connection with people, because I couldn't have a deep and real connection with myself. So of course, I wasn't having true joy with people, true relationship. I was so busy in my head trying to be the one I thought people wanted me to be.
That's almost like a form of like extreme people pleasing.
E-
To
not
the
even,
point where you, well, I'm people pleasing in the sense of like it's not about saying yes to everyone,
yeah.
but it's kind of like what would people like, so let me be that.
Exactly, but it's unconscious. So I was not consciously doing it. It was like, okay, this is what I need to do to have a successful life. And I was kind of
Mm.
following the plan, trying I can control everything, trying I can control the flow of the universe and be like, okay, if I do that, I will get that. And it's extreme people pleasing, but very unconscious. So I was not consciously doing it. I wasn't like thinking, oh, if I, but it was like, um, very much like this kind of um, this kind of unconscious me becoming someone else,
But
because
it's basically you were doing everything that you've been
exactly
told to do from by society, by culture, by everything. Because what you described literally sounds like every woman's dream, you know, the rich husband, the loving, but then that you can still have a career, and then, you know, you've got a passionate relationship, you've got amazing children, and you know, that's basically like everything that every woman is told, right? That's the aim. That's
ex-
the goal. That's what
exactly.
you gotta go for in this life.
Exactly, and this is the reason I became so passionate about sharing my story afterwards, because I realized after doing the work, because after I started doing the work to release that, and after doing the work, once I stepped more into my feminine, when I stepped more into going with the flow, I realized, wait a minute, actually, it's not just me. It's the whole society, the pressure from the family, not just my family, but like most of the family put so much pressure that you have to do that and that and that and that, and then you will be happy. So it's not just me, it's like almost literally every woman in the world, right? So I was like, so it wasn't my fault. It's just like I was following what I thought I needed to do, and that created this feeling like I'm almost in jail, you know? I'm almost in jail, and I heard so many stories since then of. So I wasn't married. I did not. I kind of had my mental breakdown before finding someone, but I heard so many stories about women who actually got married just to realize that no, this is not it. I chose the one I was supposed to choose. I did not choose the one I actually wanted and love, and that makes me happy and that makes me feel alive. And same with the job, and same with even the hobby, like, so many women choose their hobby because it is posh and it looks good in a society, instead of choosing the hobby they really like. So this it's all of that realization made me realize, no, we need to change that, and we need to I need to share my story for other women to understand that there is so much more. There is so much more out there. There is so you can like, and when I started to release this need of okay, life does not have to look exactly as the plan. Like life can be different as soon as I'm happy. That's the most important. The more I started to release that control energy and go more with the flow, this is actually when things started coming to me, when I started to attract more money, more better relationship. This is when I found the love of my life. This is where I started to actually feeling alive and doing the things I really want to do, and I attracted like more abundance. And I was like, oh wow, this is such a huge secret that actually joy is the answer, love is the answer. Love for myself first, but love for every single things, you know, like love and joy are the answer to unlock the power of manifestation. And I was like, wow, if I only knew it's that easy, I would have saved so much hustle and grind and energy, like going into the wrong direction. And
Yeah.
I want women to know earlier, even though it was my own journey, and I'm so grateful for my journey. I think everyone has their own journey, but I feel like if we can share more of this kind of story, and women can find out earlier that life can be so much easier, and it does not mean like slowing down and enjoying life. It does not mean sacrificing abundance, or actually it's exactly the contrary. It's exactly the contrary. So who would thought that by doing less you can get more?
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, I love your story because I just think it's so incredible in terms of what you have managed to manifest. But also, like, so it works, it absolutely works. But also, just the fact of you can do less,
Yeah.
but it doesn't, people say, oh, yeah, less is more.
Mm,
And it's not just a marketing slogan, or it's or this random concept. It's actually real. Like
yes.
when you do less, you actually give space for more.
Exactly. But it sounds simple, or as you say, it sounds like a marketing slogan. Um, but in reality, when you truly apply it, it's not that simple, because we are so tied up to our ego, to our fears, to our identity as well. Because if I'm not this overachieving woman, then who am I? You know? Because all my value was tied to me overachieving, me performing. So if I'm not performing, who am I? You know? And there is this whole reshaping work to do in order to step into the less is more. So it's really not an easy work, and it's that it sounds simple, and it is, but it's not easy to apply. So that is what I would like to say about that. But it's so worth it. It's so worth it to do the work, to release the fear, to release the control, to step into that less is more energy.
Yeah, and that's where the work comes in, right? It's like, but we call it work, not as in, right, now go hustle and grind.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a work as in like inner introspection,
Exactly.
becoming aware and catching yourself. Go, oh no, building up a new habit. Go, no, 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 not this time. We're going this way. So I really want to ask a question because we hear this a lot, but it's very vague concept. What does going with the flow actually mean?
That is an absolutely great question. Going with the flow is accepting what is. Um, I realized at some point that, as human, we label things are being right, are being wrong, are being good, are being bad, right? But the thing is, like, the universe has their own way to bring you what you desire the most, and going with the flow is to trust that the universe will bring you what you want one way or another. I will tell you how I manifested my dream bathroom in my apartment, because I feel that is the perfect example. So I bought a flat a few years back in London, which was my dream. So I manifested buying the flat of my dream, which I was and I still am very grateful of. And the first thing when I bought the flat, like when I actually moved into this flat, was the thought of, I absolutely love this flat. This is exactly what I wanted, and it was actually exactly the flat I imagined in my mind, which was crazy because I found it so fast. So I was like in complete gratitude. But like I said, like the only thing I would change if I could is the bathroom, because like it was this yellow tiles that I did not really. It was okay. It was okay. It was just, I was like, it was yellow and gray. I was like, oh, it's not the best. It looked okay. I was like, I'm not ready to spend another 10K. I don't know how much a bathroom is, but another 5 to 10K to change the bathroom right now. I have other priority, but maybe with time I will change the bathroom, and then I moved on with my life, right? And a few months later or a year later, I did not even remember thinking that I had a leak in my bathroom. And to me, I was like, oh no, it's such a disaster, because that created kind of damage, a lot of damage in the room as well, in the bathroom. Um, but then I was like, you know what, just trust it, go with the flow, and trust that everything that happened is for your own good. It's for the ultimate good, it's for the highest good. I called someone to repair the leak, obviously. Then I called a few like construction company to see how we can repair the damage. And what happened is that at some point I found an insurance company, like while doing my research, and the insurance company, uh, it told me like, oh, it was not an insurance company, it was kind of a broker who like directly linked to the insurance company, and they say, we can do everything, you don't have to pay anything to us, we will directly link to the insurance, and like, because like this you can claim this through the insurance of your building. So it was not even my insurance, through the insurance of your building company. You don't have to pay anything, we take charge to anything, like we will be paid by insurance. So they took care of everything. They like, again, I didn't have to spend a penny. I even could reimburse the plumber invoice that I had initially to repair the leak. And at the end, I had like the exact bathroom I was dreaming of for free.
Wow.
Uh, and yeah, and like when the bathroom was finished, because the whole process kind of lasted, and during the process I had time, because like again, I'm not a monk, like we all are still human. So I had time where I was like frustrated. I was like, oh, why is this all happening to me? Like, oh, now I have to move to another flat, my whole flat. And when it was all finished and I saw the bathroom of my dream, I remembered that you said to the universe that you will change the bathroom, but you don't want to pay 5 to 10K to change the bathroom.
Wow,
Isn't that
that's
crazy?
amazing.
Isn't that crazy? Um, so this is what I mean, going with the flow, is to trust that everything that happens for your highest good, because there is no way for us as a human, when something happens, to know if it's a good thing or if it's a bad thing. Something that is bad might actually be exactly what you need to get what you want. So going with the flow is to trust to the flow of the universe, and navigate through challenges with this faith that, okay, this is uncomfortable at the moment. This is not exactly what I wanted, but I trust that eventually something amazing will go out of it. So yeah, that's why I wanted to tell this story, because I feel this story is a perfect reflection. The universe, when the universe will bring you what you want, sometimes what you don't want needs to be destroyed, and or needs to be um, needs needs to needs to end, and this process is scary. I mean, it can be scary. This process is not always scary, but it can be it can be scary. If you are asking for a new job, sometimes you have to lose your job beforehand, and that might be scary, and you might not even remember that you asked for a new job. But so be aware of what you ask, and when you are really in this state of trust, things are happening so fast, so fast.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the things is, like you said, it's remember, well, first of all, be careful what you ask for, because the universe has great ways of throwing curveballs, but in a fun way.
Yeah,
Afterwards you kind of laugh about it, right?
yeah,
When you're in the moment. And I think that's one of the things is like when we manifest our dreams, our life, it's not about being this monk and never getting flustered or never getting frustrated or whatever, getting angry or sad or scared or anything like that. It's not, it's not that. Just because you are living the dream life is not now everything is going to be perfect, I'm never going to get uncomfortable again. That's a
exactly,
comfortable life. That's not a dream life.
exactly.
And it's like, we all get to choose, is it comfort that we want to live in, or is it dreams that we want
Mm,
to build? And
mm,
I think there's a big difference in that, because you can be very comfortable in a job but really, really bored
exactly.
and not feeling like you're going in. And almost like what you would describe at the beginning, you had everything, but
Yeah,
did you have anything really?
yeah,
Or you can go for like, adventure, your dream. And it doesn't have to be you gotta travel everywhere in terms of adventure, but more like your dream life can be whatever version you see it to be, where you feel alive. And I think that's like a really powerful distinction to
exactly.
make. It's not just okay. Let's be spontaneous in the moment. Yeah, so I love how you actually explain that. In really clear terms. It's about trusting that no matter what happens, how bad the situation is, it's like there's always a good on the other side.
Yeah,
It's a lesson. Maybe you get something that you really wanted to, but you had no idea or no way of getting to it.
yeah,
And like you said, we have to destroy what is the old in order to welcome the new.
yeah.
It's like and I remember hearing this metaphor is like, it's like, it's exactly like nature,
Mm,
the trees, all the leaves are gone in the winter,
yeah,
but then it has to do that in order to make space for the new leaves to come and the new flowers, because otherwise there'll just be like never-ending things and they just get really crowded, and then at one point it's going to run out of space.
exactly, exactly. And the more we resist this process, imagine if you would, put the leaf back in the tree and be like, no, you stay. It just does not work. Like resisting the process is only making it just harder. When we accept this process, this is when we can allow everything to come into the right place. So again, accepting that the universe has like a bigger way is just making life so much more peaceful and easier, because it also like when I was in this state of thinking that I can control everything, and if I do that I will get everything will fall into place, it's just so arrogant anyway. Who do I think, like, am I think I am bigger than the circumstances of the universe? Like, we can't control everything anyway. So it's just a lot of energy put it in the wrong direction, when we can just accept and focus on basically realizing our dreams, like, on going to the right direction. So it's just really putting our focus on on the joy and the love, on what makes us joyful and loved. And when we put our focus on what makes us joyful and feeling this feeling of gratitude and love, like things work so much easier and faster and faster, yeah.
I love that piece of advice. It's so true. And, I think this is really going to help the audience with moving forward as well, like just thinking about what the focus is. So now, I want to ask you one final question, which is, how do you define success for yourself now? What does dream life actually look like?
So I think success is very much different for every person, and success is about finding what makes you happy and just doing it, and just doing it regardless of what anyone think of you. Success to me is being so detached to what everyone think that you fearlessly and unapologetically do whatever makes you happy. Um, to like even if you have to disappoint someone or whatever, it's fine. And when I started doing that, I actually realized the contrary. I actually realized that like I'm creating so much more loving, true, and deep relationships in my life. Like people actually fall in love so much faster with me when I'm not scared of saying no. That's not what I stand for. That's not what I believe. So success for me is really going through this journey to actually meet yourself and to actually know what you want and not anyone else. And it's scary. It can be very scary because when you're so attached to a persona, it can be scary, really scary to take the mask and put it down and say no, actually now I want a joyful life. But it is a journey, and it is a journey that is worth taking. And for me, success is actually going through this journey and going through this journey and choosing happiness, choosing you. Success is choosing you. Because we live in a society where we define success as having a lot of money, having the perfect husband, having that and that and that. But I promise you, all of this has no value. You can have millions, be in a villa and drive a Mini Cooper. I love Mini Cooper. Choose the car you want. um, but if you don't know, if you don't meet who you truly are, this has no value. You can have the perfect man, but if you don't love him, if it's not the man that your soul have chose, you will be crying in your Mini Cooper in your villa with your perfect man because you will feel the loneliest you've ever been. What I would say is start this journey as soon as you feel that something is disconnected, because this feeling of loneliness, this feeling that no one really understands you, this feeling of I have everything but something is not clicking, it won't go away. And the longer you wait, the I wouldn't say the longer you wait, the harder it gets, because I don't think it's true, but it's just time that is yeah that is wasted, and this feeling will not go away. Which we very often we try to find excuse, like no, but these are the first year of my job, it will get better. These are the first year with this man, like love is not always easy. But the truth is, if it does not make you happy, it will never. So the longer you wait, it's just the more time you will lose. So yeah, so that in short, because I know I can speak very, very long, so in short, I will say like success is truly and really meeting yourself and knowing what makes you happy and doing what makes you happy.
Thank you so much for that, Julia. It's been amazing hearing all your stories and, sharing actually, you know, I know that, I mean, a lot of people have this question. Okay, I hear this a lot, like that you kind of really busted some myths here about like what things actually mean and really clarified for us. So thank you so much for taking your time to explain and sharing your stories with us and actually helping us to really understand the secret to manifesting our dream life. Thank you. And for those of you who are listening to this, we would love to hear from you. Any thoughts, any feedback, on this episode? Maybe you've had something similar experiences as Julia. Maybe you're actually just starting on your journey to manifest. You're thinking about it. Well, here's your guiding start that you can actually, start making little shifts from today. So thank you so much for listening to us, and thank you so much for your time, Julia.
Thank you so much for inviting me to your podcast. It was an absolute pleasure to share my journey, to have this discussion with you. We always have so insightful discussions. It's always a pure pleasure, and I will see you soon. And I really, really hope my story can help someone to realize that, oh yeah, I want to go to this journey. So, yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. And for those of you who are interested in finding out more about Julia and her journey, please do connect with her on her socials. And I will put the links in the comments so everyone can get access. On that note, thank you so much. And we will speak to you again in 2 weeks' time. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.